I can't wait to start my Crowder chat.
Hey! Hello! Welcome to another Crowder chat. My name is Justin Crowder. This may be a little deep today. And offensive, sometimes. I don't mean for it to be. I'm going to try very much to explain what I'm trying to say. Okay? The left has taken this word extreme and they've used it as a pejorative. I mean, and it basically means you believe in something. Honestly, that is the connotation. You believe in something and you're not going to compromise on principle. That is just totally absurd. You're an extremist. This person over here is an extremist. Whoa, stay away from him. And if you align yourself, you say, you know, I kind of agree with that guy. You sound like a crazy. You know what I'm saying? Huh? And I know I may sound like someone who's off their rocker, but I'm really not. I promise. So I'm not trying to be conspiratorial. I'm just explaining to you how I feel the atmosphere is in modern American politics and why it disturbs me. And I'm going to say some things that may seem offensive, and the reason they will be is because some people would take them how they're not meant to be taken. If you look at the 2008 election, which by the way is a very good textbook for what the heck is wrong with everything involved in politics and youth and just hero worship of people who don't deserve it, and the cult of personality, for example. What people do in my generation, I think, is make it cool to be libertarian in the sense that they do not like to be constrained with traditional religion or with traditional morality, or with rules that govern, that are basically absolute and govern people's lives, because they see the world as very gray, and a lot of times it is, and our world nowadays is very complex in terms of technology and a lot of different moral issues that never in the history of the world have come up are coming up, and it's just a confusing time in history when you talk about what's right and what's wrong. At least it can seem that way, especially if you're young. But anyway, so that leads to a libertarianism. But so you take away the religion, you take away the service to a deity, and then what is left? A vacuum is left. And so what fills that, what I think fills that is the desire for being a social quote-unquote liberal. And if they're not a fiscal conservative, which a lot of people aren't, they're not stupid about selling their bill. If you look at the healthcare bill, or not about selling their issues and their platform, the healthcare bill, for example, was sold as they have to try to sell it as a money-saving resource for poor people. I mean, it's going to reduce the deficit. It's going to make healthcare cheaper and stuff like that. You'll see these. So you get basically a fiscal conservatism mindset, at least, and then a social libertarian, or a social liberalism. So the social liberalism, though, what that leads to is a belief in, not in God, but in the ability of government and the ability of mankind to make people improve their livelihoods. Just people of my generation, they substitute that for religion and for service to God and for truth. And what they're doing is they're doing good works, and they're trying to earn their purpose. They're trying to earn their worth, and it's just impossible. You cannot take politics and make that meaning, and that cannot be your meaning in life. What that is it's a secular religion, and it's called materialism. And what people do, for example, celebrities that lead pathetic, meaningless lives, is they think they're vindicating themselves by being nice and giving money to Haiti, which is good. I'm not saying it's not. Today, Obama preached at a church. But this is a perfect illustration of the marriage between religion, what should be religion, and what should be politics, and what should be giving of yourself, and the perverted belief in what's right and what's wrong. Obama, for example, he talked about Haiti, and he talked about Martin Luther King, because that's the holiday tomorrow, but he also talked about healthcare reform. And I mean, can you imagine any Republican, and I am not one to compartmentalize Republicans and Democrats and say good and bad, but can you imagine a Republican to get up there in a Baptist church and preach about, I don't know, crime in the urban city? Like, I mean, come on. It's just obnoxious for a politician to be doing this, but this is a perfect example of how perverted our beliefs and what's right and what's wrong is, and it sounds nice and it sounds good and it sounds like you're helping people, and obviously they sell it as you're gonna help poor people and you're gonna improve people's lives, It's a lie. And everything that is wrong with the world is wrong because people believe lies. And what people need to do is reject things that just feel good and sound good and start taking personal responsibility. And that's where it's got to begin in my generation. And I hope to goodness, I mean, we have got to start taking personal responsibility and actually just accepting the fact that if we're going to do good, we need to do it ourselves. And that freedom, not doing good, or not, the government is not an agent, should not be an agent for just redistributing people's wealth. The ultimate good should be freedom, and our lives as a whole will be better. Even though it doesn't sound like it, doesn't sound as flowery, the world will be better when people's political principles center around belief in freedom. And anyway, sorry for boring you today. I just thought it was a fascinating topic, and I thought I would discuss it with you. So, anyway, I'll see you next week on Crowder Chat. Bye. Don't you say, I kind of agree with that guy. You sound like a crazy. You know what I'm saying? Huh?